in the speedrunning community. Emulator usage is considered especially heinous. On Twitch.tv, the dedicated Melvins who play these games are members of an exclusive squad known as the Elite Tournament. These are their races. Hello everyone and welcome back to week 4 of the Elite Tournament featuring the adventures in the Magic Kingdom on the NES. I am Hans Buttface. Tonight we bring you 8 more matches in the second to last week of the tournament. 4 players will have their final race tonight. The rest of the field will have their final race next week. And they all jockeying for position to get into the postseason. We will see who will get closer or lock in their spots tonight. We'll give you all the playoff predictions and scenarios as each of the races conclude. But right now, we'll start off with race number 1 and 2 in Group Elsa with Buzz Thunder and Dark Magician.
Who wants a body massage?
I think that we all do. How are you guys doing this evening? My name is Buzz Thunder, and I am joined by Dark Magician.
Greetings.
Good to see you. Good to be here. We've got a thing. We're racing again. We got Ice Broad. In the Magic Kingdom, Edge versus Alan, and Unos versus Eon. And we're already eating up gooseberry pies.
Yeah, gooseberry pie is good pie. What's your favorite pie to have in the holidays?
I like apple.
Like just plain apple or apple with a streusel on top?
Yeah, you know, when there's like crumbles on there and then like a la mode or something like that. I don't know. I was a lemon meringue guy for a long period of time, but now I'll take apple.
Yeah, I'm partial to buttermilk.
Buttermilk pie? Is that even a thing?
Oh god, it's so delicious.
I never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's really sweet, and you usually don't fill up the pie, so it's really thin layer. It's like candy.
Perfect. I was just about to mention the Alan Heffley, but now we have a something much more entertaining to watch.
Look at those legs go, man.
It's basically the same loop, same amount of time too.
I mean, everybody else is just spinning their wheels, so why not?
Yeah, they certainly are. Well, it looks like Alan is coming to... Now I see there's about 20 rotations. Looks like he's gonna get... Oh, no, he starts over. He keeps going. I really don't know how to commentate on a hamster running on a wheel.
Lap 1, lap 2, lap 3, lap 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So back to holidays. What do you like to eat before your pie? Like, what's your favorite side dish for Thanksgiving?
Side dish on Thanksgiving, probably GBC. Does everybody say GBC? Because I say green bean casserole so much that I might as well shorten it.
I got you. What's your green bean casserole? Do you just do the direction on the box, or?
I think I've only made it once or twice, so yeah, whatever, you know. Yeah, the jar of onions, cream of mushroom, beans. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I've grown partial to cranberry sauce since we started making it fresh and screwed that canned crap.
That sounds good. Oh man,
yeah.
I just got a piece of popcorn that's been in the back of my throat for like 2 hours. It just came out. I feel such relief because of that right now.
That's gotta be like the greatest feeling in the world, getting that kernel out.
That was incredible. Like, I'm gonna have like good feelings about Space Mountain from now on because of that.
Well, no, that's enough Space Mountain. Let's go on to a car racing game, apparently.
Yes, Micro Machines. Shitty version of Micro Machines.
I've never played Micro Machines. Was that a good NES game?
It's actually a very good game. It's very difficult too, so yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I'm partial to Hot Wheels, but I can do the Mighty Machine.
Yeah, I never played Hot Wheels. That's a game.
I mean,
I had Hot Wheels.
you take the Hot Wheel track and you smack your brother with it.
Is that what you do?
Isn't that how you've played with your brothers?
I didn't have any brothers.
Oh, well, you were missing out. It's a lot of fun. And then you tattle on them, and yeah.
I did have one of those tracks that like had loops on it.
Yeah, we never put anything together. Like, we bought
Really? You
connects,
just beat the shit
and
out
we
of each
never
other
did
with
it. Well, I mean, we played cars and whatnot as well, but we never really assembled things like they came from it in the box.
No.
I never completed a Lego set, I think, ever in my
Oh.
life.
I always did that. I would always build it to what it was supposed to be and play with it that way.
So I think we're on lap 50 now.
I mean, we're going. It's not a loop though. This is actual footage of the Alan Heffley playing this game somehow. Oh, son of a bitch. That's the worst right there. That's why I lost to Coach Crab in the first round. Eon falls off the side.
Oh, it's not because of the questions.
No, that was why.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention to where any of these guys are. It looks like Yunus is heading towards one of these rides over to the left, and Edstream is answering questions.
Yeah, something about 2 pence to do something.
Did you say Tupac?
Yeah. I actually don't know much about Tupac. I never really listened to his music.
The only thing I know is that he somehow turned into a hologram and goes to a bunch of music performances now.
Yeah, they're gonna start doing that with everybody. Like the Rolling Stones are never gonna stop touring.
How old are they now? 80?
Yeah, they're up there. I don't know. Let me ask you this. Have you ever gone to see like a performance where the guy was just too old to be up there doing it anymore and you were just kind of like ashamed and embarrassed?
No, the only concert I've been to is Third Eye Blind, and that was in 2002, so I mean...
You've only been to one concert, and it was Third Eye Blind.
This is correct, and I don't even remember the concert, because I've spent most of the time just making out with some chick, so...
Well, it sounds like a good concert.
Apparently.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm sorry, I've probably been to like 100 concerts.
I have a vague recollection of people trying to mosh pit to Third Eye Blind, and yeah.
Well, I only know their first album, which I actually like. It just, you put that on, and it's just 7th grade is what it sounds like to me, because that's what was the popular and listening to at that point in time.
See, I always get
I still think it's okay.
I always get confused with them and Hanson on that one song, because it's so similar. And speaking of hamsters, we're approaching lap 100.
Man, that's a big insult to Third Eye Blind.
I thought it would be a compliment to Hanson, but did you know they're still performing?
Third Eye Blind?
No, Hanson.
What's the difference?
Fair point.
I actually put on a Hanson track, like, you know, we'll do like playlist roulette or whatever. You get to pick the song, and you have to listen to it. And I put that on as a joke, and it wasn't a funny joke at all. Like I was like, well, I should turn this off because that wasn't funny.
Yeah, you can probably last about 30 seconds with that joke, and then you're just driving yourself crazy at that point.
Right, yeah, I mean, there's some songs where you can kind of enjoy them for that. Well, I mean, I'm not going to start talking about how I just went to a Toby Keith concert, but that was basically the going to a concert version of a playing a song for a joke, and I don't recommend it. At least not for Toby Keith, because he was dog shit. Like, you'd think that he would be a good performer, or like, you know, sing well, but he was just like up there like, yeah, I mean, I've already got paid for this, so let's just get this over with.
That's how I've seen a lot of country stars. Like, so I've been to other concerts, such as like the rodeo, but I was mainly just working security or something for it. So I didn't experience a concert per se, but most of those guy country singers just phone it in, and they just want the girls to drop their panties.
Yeah, they don't have to do much, because the girls who are at
Car
those
wash.
shows can't tell the difference. Car wash, first car wash.
I don't know
by
about
the
first.
Ellen
I
Heffley.
think this hamster is going to get to this car wash soon. He wants it. I honestly don't know if I prefer the hamster over Space Mountain though.
I think the hamster is going to be a crowd pleaser for sure. What's unfortunate is that this is probably going to be the Alan Heffley race, so we might not get to see this again, unless he somehow makes a bracket.
Are we in the final week of those races?
Isn't this the last week? Am
I
getting ahead
honestly,
of myself?
I think we still have one more week left.
All right, never mind. Okay.
So I've heard some rumors churning that the Puke 7 thing's finally going to be resolved soon.
Oh, really? I haven't heard an update since last time. So did they settle?
I don't know the everything about it, but I've heard that they're starting to get more talks going and resolve the issues soon. Car wash.
Where's our second car wash? And we have our first finish. It is Yunos with a time of 10:20. Very good time.
Yeah, it's very good. I think he's second place on the leaderboard now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, second place in the entire world. Anybody who can stand to play this game for more than like 2 hours is guaranteed a spot in the top 3. I'm not trying to say that it's not difficult, but I mean, most games it takes a little bit of practice to get onto the second place in a leaderboard, but this is not one of them.
No, this one just drives your insanity up the wall. And yeah, we're hearing some noise that Lack Attack is picking up this game. He heard Yunos was creeping up on second, and he wanted first.
I think Murph Gator is actually the first place in this game.
But that was on emulator.
No, Murph Gator doesn't play on emulator. I don't know if anybody understands that reference, but that's kind of a throwback.
Was it a Donkey Kong Jr. kart then? And he was supposed to play in the original?
Oh, I don't know about that. That's I don't know the real rules.
Winnie the Pooh. So I don't know if you heard, but they're remaking the Winnie the Pooh movie into live action.
I just heard that right now. Like with actors
Yeah, Ewan McGregor.
and elephants.
Heffalumps, I hope.
I thought they already did that movie with Bill Murray.
You're thinking Garfield.
No. Operation Dumbo Drop.
Oh yeah. You're accurate.
I'm gonna guess that Danny Glover was also in that movie, but I really don't know.
It'd probably be a safe bet with the 90s and everything. Yeah, the only movie that comes to mind about the 90s had to be the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I remember that one. I didn't watch it a whole ton. I just remember there's a part where he says funky butt lovin', and I thought that was hilarious.
That's about it, yeah. That's a whole movie in a nutshell.
That's it, you don't have to go see it now.
Did he just say funky butt lovin'? So Eon's going to Station 1, and we got Alan Heffley headed to Station Hamster.
Yeah, Hamster Station in Hamster Town. Oh yeah, by the way, Edge already he won that race apparently. I'm
Oh,
gonna guess
clearly.
the Alan Heffley. He's a little bit far behind. We'll see if he can catch up. But looks like Eon's coming into the final stretch. And has an unfortunate loss with a time of 13:46. Oh, Alan did not finish, unfortunately. He gets the Melvin hat, the dunce cap.
The GNP.
Yeah, GNP. That is unfortunate. I mean, it's not that, you think that a game made by Disney, it wouldn't be that difficult to finish, but Alan's he's still working on it, so hopefully we see him next week. I should probably pay attention to schedule and things like that before I start thinking I can commentate on a race.
I didn't know we were commentating on a race, but GG to the runners.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nice work, guys. Well done.
So that wraps us up for Snow Hag, and I've been Dark Magician.
And I'm Buzz Thunder. We'll see you next time.
And with that win, Unos moves on to a perfect 3-0 so far. Also perfect is the Alan Heffley, 0-4 with 4 forfeits. Unos has secured his place in the winner's bracket of the Cesspool, but second place, or the second spot, is open to any of the other 3 runners, Edgestream, Redbird Grad, or Enchantress of Numbers. Here's how it shapes up. If Unos beats Redbird Grad next week, and Enchantress of Numbers beats Edge, then both Unos and Enchantress of Numbers will move on to the playoffs, to the brackets. Eon would have the tiebreaker on Edge, beating him that week. If Unos beats Redbird Grad, but Edge beats Eon, then Unos and Edge will move on to the bracket round. If Redbird Grad beats Unos, and Enchantress of Numbers beats Edge, that will mean Redbird Grad and Unos will move on. The Edge and Eon matchup in that situation does not matter. But in the last scenario, if Redbird Grad beats Unos and Edge beats Enchantress of Numbers, then Unos and Edge move on. The forfeit that Redbird Grad had early in his race against Edge is going to really work against him. In any tie-breaking scenario, there's only one path to the postseason for him, and that's beating Unos next week and Enchantress of Numbers beating Edge. But we have some breaking news right now.
Welcome back.
It appears Puke 7 has been spotted on Main Street, leaving the Penny Arcade. Our sources do not know exactly what the settlement was, but we do know that Disney, Capcom, and Puke 7 has settled their differences, and Puke 7 will be involved in the next set of races coming up. We'll have more on the story next week, including what exactly happened in the lawsuit and which side won. But for now, let's go to Group Mater, Link 7's, and Armageddon time.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Mater group match. Justin Man 114 against Dark Magician 1184, and then Puke 7 versus Jam Eviler.
And you all made her here just in time for this wonderful match that's already begun. Look at this. We're getting our first questions now. Not really sure what any of those said because they are just lightning fast. Look at those menu reflexes.
Oh, this is interesting. Puke 7's gonna do some rerouting here. He's starting out on the pirate stage. Divergence early.
Leave it to Puke 7 to stir things up. That's certainly been his MO in the Elite Tournament thus far, hasn't it?
Oh yeah. This will be interesting because now we can watch Puke 7 handle the pirates while we ignore the other people flying through space in some direction.
I'm still a little in the dark about the whole controversy with Puke 7, but as you can see, you know, just leave it to him to divert from the norm as everybody else is on Space Mountain currently.
You will have to wait here. Not coming here first means you're not going to have many stars to do much with.
That's true. The strategies of implementing invisibility at the best notion is can't really apply here, so it becomes more about your actual skill, as we see Puke 7 take a dip.
And he shorts it.
And everybody else flying through space, flying around at the speed of sound.
Yeah, I haven't seen really any other screen flashes, so I don't think there's really been any other mistakes.
Although there is something interesting on the top right screen, Dark Magician having his brand up on screen. I'm not sure if the officials would really find that all that legal. We're going to have to figure that out in the background while this is going on. Meanwhile, Puke 7 making his way again to try and get past all these deadly fireballs, claiming those dames.
Yeah, we'll see how this jump goes this time. It is kind of a scary jump because there's the pirate just on the other side that can knock you back. But it's like he made it through this time.
It is a matter of pixel difference. Seems like people are...
He made that jump over the guy just after the ladder. That's a really tight jump.
Seems people are just finishing up with a Space Mountain, making their way to Autopia.
Except
As
for
we
just-
see Puke 7 setting things alight.
around here.
Yeah. And, oh, no, I missed it, but in the top left corner, starting over again. I mean, I've only got two eyes and only one of them works trying to watch 4 matches. Boy, this is just insanity on screen. I'm so glad everybody tuned in for this wonderful Group D Mater 4-way race. Well, not really a 4-way race. It's still a 2-on-2, but well, not even a 2-on-2. It's a 1-on-1 twice over. Does this make sense?
I think you got it now. Jam making sure to be really careful about that bridge. If there's even a tiny gap there, you're going in the water. So.
Sometimes it really is better to be safe than sorry. If you feel unsure about something, I would honestly play it safe because you don't want to have to do that whole thing over again, especially when you've got the jitters. It seems Puke 7 on the deadly chairs and chandeliers.
Yeah, he made another tight jump there too, which was nice.
Yeah, for a children's game, there are some surprisingly long and risky jumps you have to take.
Spawned a chair early there, but
we got some more trivia going on here on the right-hand side. Nearly in sync, the right-hand side of your screen, and yet these two people aren't even racing each other. What's going on?
yeah, I think Jam made up a little time there on Dark Magician, who he's not racing.
Puke 7 looking for a ghoul to kill.
Yeah, that's twice now. It's come up behind him and scrolled off the screen. Gets it done. Justin Man made it onto Autopia.
Yeah,
Banging some
taking
cars
the hits.
together.
We have implementation of the invisibility on your upper right-hand side. Dark Magician, still at it. And Jam in a similar area.
Dark Magician takes the bop.
That bop, it sends you all the way back. It really hurts.
We see both sides here. Puke shorted the jump, and Dark Magician held right a little too long there.
Justin Man trying to make his way past these fountainous regions, manages to take down. What is Pete's name in that section called? It's not Peg Leg Pete. It's like Pagoda Pete or something like that.
Pistol, maybe? I don't remember.
Pistol Whip Pete. I'm hearing a series of wrong answers. I guess Justin Man just trying to marathon his way and grunt through those questions.
Yeah, it can be problematic where you just want to mash the button and then it's too late. You've already answered.
Yeah, my simple strategy for that is if you just hold the button, it'll quickly scroll through the text, and then it will not automatically select if you just keep mashing it.
Right.
No, wait, I think I said that backwards. Is this microphone plugged in?
I think so.
Yeah. We got ourselves lighten up the night at the top right. Dark Magician taking flight.
Oh, Jam takes a stroll into the pit there.
So unfortunate when that kind of thing happens.
Not sure what happened, maybe just tried to jump as late as possible or something.
It's just how it goes in these races, you know? And Puke 7 clearing Space Mountain, the most fiendish of DDR clones.
And now he'll get to do some driving. It's a little actually hard to tell. I think Jam is probably ahead still, but
Yeah, maybe that's a strategy all its own. When you take a different route, it makes it a little more difficult for the commentators to decide who's ahead and who's behind when not everybody's taking the same path. And we see Jam Eviler clearing the Neon Ballroom there, making his way to the deadly chairs and chandeliers. And that deadly select menu screen. If you're a little too hasty, you can accidentally make the wrong decision.
yeah, usually that's not too big of a deal, but it can be frustrating for sure.
Well, we all can't be as good as you, Link, so...
Oh, you haven't watched all my races, have you?
No, I haven't. We have another ghoul on our hands here. Jam Eviler getting the car wash. I think I may have missed a couple car washes earlier, but you know how it goes. It's just lightning fast. Almost as fast as Thunder. Hey, speaking of which, Thunder Mountain, am I right?
Thunder Mountain all up and down the place now.
I couldn't tell who's or which gates everybody's trying to aim for, or which stations.
Yeah, I didn't catch that either. I just saw Dark Magician run back in. He's going 3, it looks like.
Third station. I personally find 2 and 3 to obviously be the more difficult ones, since you have to pay very close attention, whereas 1 and 4 you can, at least for a little while, relax.
Yeah, my biggest problem has just been remembering to look at what station it's supposed to be.
Have you ever made it where you lucked out, and even though you didn't see which station, you just happenstance made it to the right one?
No, that doesn't happen.
Oh yeah, never happened to me.
Jam knew which one he was going to, it looks like.
So yeah, it seems everybody's making it to their proper stations at the proper times. As we have a bookshelf in the top left.
I'm gonna be close here with Dark Magician and Jam.
And it looks like, yeah, things just keep getting worse for Justin, man. Oh no, and we have a crash.
Puke with another wrong route there.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a wrong warp in this game. You got to get that right.
Yeah, just a wrong route. I didn't find any wrong warps.
But we did find some right winners in the right-hand side of the screen. Dark Magician taking it, and Jam Eviler also taking it. GG's to them both. Oh, we have a game over. But will Justin Man actually continue? Darn right he will. No DNFs, man. No DNFs.
Puke looking for Station 2 here. See if we can sort it out this time.
I kind of forget what rides does Puke even have left?
I think it might just be questions.
Oh, well, okay then. And if this plays out, if Justin Man is taking the same route as everybody else, then he's still got a little bit to go. We got to get through Thunder Mountain, maybe a couple questions left. But here's hoping they both see it through to the end. I mean, we've already had winners, and I'm still on pins and needles. Maybe I should get off this pin cushion.
There you go. We're just watching the wrong races make this fascinating.
That's true. If you kind of reverse it, where it's top versus bottom, then it's a completely different beast.
The pretend races.
Yeah, use your mind's eye. Well, I guess in your real eyes, it kind of helps in the whole experience.
It's more the Melvin race, you might call it.
Oh, come on, man. If it's a race to get the Melvin hat, we're going to be here all day. Am I right?
Quite possible.
And I think that might have been the exact same place that Puke 7 crashed before.
Something to be said for consistency.
That is true. Here we go, another ghoul. Car wash! Sorry, I got a little excited. Link, do you have any strategies that you yourself have implemented in these races that maybe other people haven't before? Have you looked at things maybe a little differently, a little sideways?
There's nothing too crazy. I mean, some of the original Space Mountain routes were a little bit bad, but BGT also found some of that. The overworld routing was right. The thing that I don't get that people don't do is I see a lot of people not jumping up the ladders in the pirate stage.
You mean they start all the way from the bottom?
No, they jump from the ground to the ladder, but then they climb the rest of it. And I can't figure out why.
Yeah, I guess all you need to do is hop on board, then jump up one more time, and it's a quick rise up.
Yeah, the last ladder is a little sketchy because usually I'll climb a little bit, otherwise you end up jumping off the ladder and bonking your head and not actually going up like you mean to, but besides that, yeah.
Well, thank you for the strategy. I will implement that into the future. You just gave me keys to the kingdom.
From a
The Magic
task,
Kingdom.
From a task standpoint, a gigantic chunk of the time savings is lag reduction, which is a little more difficult for the RTA strat.
Yeah, how would you do that in a live race?
There's maybe a couple things like
Keeping enemies off screen?
the ghosts, yeah, killing some of the enemies quickly or whatever, but that's kind of difficult. I guess another really hard strat would be taking a reverse damage boost in the ballroom, but you have to do it high up in the air to make it worth your while. It's kind of hard to do.
Well, there we go. Justin Man finishes.
17
GG to Justin.
Now it's just left to puke to hammer against Thunder Mountain.
Come on, Puke 7. We're all cheering for you. I hope he sees it through. And which gate is he exactly going for? I've missed it every single time.
I thought it was 2.
Yeah, he has favored the left-hand side, but it's that same crashing area as we just witnessed that he keeps running into.
Another one further down that I've seen a couple times.
Yeah, sorry, that's the one I meant. I'm a little tongue-tied. I'm just so, I don't know, the adrenaline is just making me all kinds of weary. What can I say? I'm an adrenaline junkie, and every Friday I get my fix from the Elite Tournament Special. Puke 7 just trying to make things work here. Just trying to get down far enough that he can avoid all the traps and perils that await him in Thunder Mountain. Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, if you haven't really memorized a route, this can be kind of wonky just because it's pretty easy to take too many hits, especially if you're not slowing down, which I haven't seen too many breaks in this one. And then also when you get to the end, if you're not over on the right, it becomes impossible to get to 2, 3, or 4.
Speaking of breaks, it looks like Puke 7 took a little break to do some trivia, maybe clear his head a little bit and focus on something else. Good strategy. Link, in learning this game, did you ever try any maybe weird strategies or strange different things that you wouldn't dream about doing in a race now?
don't think I really tried anything off the wall. The one thing I was hoping for was I was hoping there would be a way to like go off the rails in Thunder Mountain, because there are some places where if you turn late, you basically end up going in between tracks. You can get pretty far off the track, but
That's
no,
possible?
yeah, there's no like out of bounds. There are a couple places where you can turn really late, and then it looks like you're basically a little more than a train width off the track. But it doesn't really break anything, and I didn't find any way to get like out of bounds or anything cool. So.
Yeah, I mean, clearly this is an any percent, but that doesn't mean it's an OOB percent. One thing that I tried early on was probably maybe some other people did it too, was to try and just answer all the questions first, kind of get it out of the way, and then just do all the events. But I was just adding up time on that one.
Yeah, basically it kills your overworld route, and every step you take that's extra is costing you 16 extra frames.
Oh, it's a shame. I thought you were starting to sing "Every Breath You Take" to me. I didn't know you felt that way.
I guess I don't. Oh, we have breaks now. This could be useful.
This might be the turning point that Puke needs. Did you find going through Big Thunder Mountain very scenic? I don't mean the real one. I mean like through the game. Like there'd be the occasional areas where you're like going through the water, and then there's like the animals. I thought it was very scenic.
See that? Looks like he's gonna be stuck on Station 1 down here.
Wait for it. Got it!
We made it to 2. Moving on.
And if that is all...
There we are.
GG Puke 7, you finished! You did it!
Gets it done with the Melvin hat.
Wear it proudly, sir. Well, this race certainly had its ups and downs, but I'm glad to be a part of it here. What did you think, Link?
Yeah, I think it was a good race. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys
Thank you very
later.
much. Yeah, see you. And that's all the marbles.
Welcome back to the tournament, Puke 7. This one's going to be really tough to call here. It appears that 3-1 Jam Eviler is going to move on to the next round. The only scenario where Jam does not move on to the next round is a scenario where Dark Magician beats Zarnax but loses his makeup race to Puke 7, and then Puke 7 wins his other 3 races. That would make a 3-way tie for 3-1, and then Puke would have to bring that average down enough to beat out Jam's 12-minute mark, and it's going to take a lot of work, and I'm not sure it's mathematically possible. Maybe 3 world records gets it there, but probably not. Jam's safe to go into the next round. Dark Magician still has 2 races left, as does Zarnax, and Puke 7 has his 3 races left. So we're probably not going to know this situation until those races are made up, or until all the races are played. But let's move on up to the upper deck. We'll go to Group Mickey, an even more complicated group. And with the call is Nearm and Angry Larry.
And here we are again. We have Group Mickey, Link_7777 versus Random Effect, D-Pad Danny versus Dig Shake, and we are almost off to the races here. I am joined by Angry Larry. Hello, Angry Larry.
Hello, Nearm. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, and here we go. What do you think the first trivia question is going to be?
Let's go with the how many Mickey Mouse cartoons are there?
The answer is Jose Carioca.
Yeah, that's a wrong answer for random effect there. All three other players are on their way to the second question. We've got a repeat question there for random effect and D-pad Danny. Looks like random effect gets that one wrong as well. And he's on the board. He'll be moving on to the second trivia person as we head on over to Space Mountain. During Space Mountain, Nierm, let me just ask you here. This, if random effect can win here against Link Sevens, this group could be wide open. Everybody could possibly finish at 2-2. Do you have any favorites? Like, who's going to move on? The top two move on. Who do you think is going to be the top two in this group?
Just judging, well, it's actually really hard because I think there's 3 in this group who are really, really good. Obviously, you have Link 7 sitting at 2-1 right now, and he's facing Random Effect, who is 0-2. So let's be real here; he's most likely going to win this one. So that's going to put him at 3-1. So Link 7's, I would say, is pretty much a shoe-in at this point. And then D-pad Danny sitting at 2-0 up against Dig Shake at 1-2. D-pad Danny is also likely to move to 3-0 here. So I gotta hand it to the 2 on the left here.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've mentioned Benklass too, who's sitting on the sidelines this week. But he's putting up pretty strong numbers. He beat your personal best time, and he is sitting at 3rd place on the leaderboard. He has been overtaken by Unos during practice. But certainly, if you can do that time, you certainly know how to play this game. But that's the difference between a PB and a race situation, where in PBs you can reset as much as you want. Race situation, it's live, pal, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely true, and it's definitely one of the problems I have. I choke in races a lot. But PGT is definitely the 3rd person I mentioned earlier. He's a very strong player, put a lot of time into this game. Like kind of an interesting group, this one. Is it possible for all 3 of them to finish 3-1?
Yes, I believe it is. Because if Danny wins this and loses against Random Effect the following week, he'll be 3-1. Actually, I don't know if he played right. You know, I'll get Johnny's stats on it and see if we can come up with a scenario for that. But in the meantime, we'll take a look here that we're at the end of E here for 3 of our players, and we're going to be moving on to Autopia, your favorite stage.
Yep, here we go again, Autopia. Probably the most punishing stage out of all of them. If you hit a wall, you're losing 3 to 4 seconds just in the time it takes to bounce back. And right off the bat there, Link 7's bouncing off a cone. So, he was the first into Autopia. Let's see if he comes out first as well.
Lots of time to be saved in Autopia, not just directly, but indirectly as well, if you can accumulate a lot of these stars. I know that's some of the top times that have been produced from this game has been a result of grabbing as many stars as you can here and applying them to stages later where you wouldn't necessarily have the stars unless you grab extra ones in Autopia.
Yeah, that definitely sets up the platforming stages really well. Gives you those power-ups and definitely some nice-to-haves there. Otherwise, you got to sit and wait in the platforming stages. So the stars are really a vessel to continue on. And D-pad Danny cut that bridge so close.
In practice, I have been falling into the 1 pixel short of closing bridge and diving right into the water. To answer your question here, Bentglass Tube is sitting at 1-1, and he plays Link 7's next week. So if Link wins this, he'll move on to. I believe Johnny's stats has our tracker here wrong. So let's abolish all these scenarios and wait for the official from Hans Buttface later on. But Johnny's stats let us down.
Is he been drinking too much of the pina coladas?
I believe he just didn't swap Link's and Bentglass Tube's name. I think Link is sitting at 1-1 and Bentglass Tube is 2-1. And this would be Link 7's 3rd race, which means that Bentglass Tube and Link 7's 4th and final races against each other next week. Yeah.
All right, so Link is 1-1. If he wins this, he'll be 2-1, and that'll be an epic battle between 2 2-1s.
Yeah, so you cannot have 3 3-1s in this group the way it's shaping up right now.
I see. All right. Clarified for the fans.
Yeah, and stay tuned for Hans Buttface, who will clarify it even more.
So D-Pad Danny actually went into Pirates. Did he skip a question? Because Link Sevens ran around, did his 2 questions. I don't think Danny did his. I'm not too sure what that's about. Maybe a new route coming from Danny here?
It could be. Which one did he miss? The one by the front gate?
I'm not sure. I wasn't paying enough attention. I was just watching Link Sevens entering Pirates, but then all of a sudden Danny was ahead. And I didn't see Link Sevens do anything particularly wrong, as Danny's taking 2 points of damage here. He's got to be a little bit careful in the rest of the stage.
I believe I heard Dig Shake miss at least 2 or 3 questions at one time.
These questions can be hard, man. You mash the button too fast, or you don't know who the heck Jose Karaoke is, and yeah, it's tough stuff.
Or if you know the answer is Chip and Dale and you don't know which question you have and which answer it is on the order. But there's Danny's, as you were alluding to earlier. Danny takes the death. Link Sevens takes the death as well. Both players are now trailing their respective races.
Yeah, surprise lead change. Only D-Pad Danny takes it right back, though.
Dig Shake, true to form when he takes the lead, especially in wacky races against Choke Me I Like It. He likes to take the lead because of a death from the other player and then just give it right back.
Yeah, those fireballs are rough. If you don't spawn that 3rd one and you don't realize you didn't spawn it, just jumps out and gets you, and there's really no avoiding it if it doesn't come up before you jump. So 0-2 random effect, the current front runner out of all of our runners here. Definitely a surprise. Look at him go, man. Look at him go to the ground.
Yeah, he's gonna go back up to the high road here because he missed the jump.
And Danny took another death there, and so did Dig Shake. And the saga continues down there.
So you're talking about D-Pad Danny and missing a question earlier. There is another situation here as Random Effect tries to figure out how to light the torch, how to light the fire. Random Effect in his last race that he had, which was I believe 2 weeks ago, really ran a different route than everybody else, doing attractions in a different order, doing trivia in a different order. So I wonder if he even is up to date on his trivia.
Oh, it seems like he's following the meta, I would say. Aside from not taking the invincibility here on the Haunted Mansion, and a game over from D-Pad Danny. He'll have to walk his way back forward to the Pirate stage. Fortunately, this game is pretty lenient with continued, but still not the run Danny was hoping for sure. And Dig Shake hasn't given up his lead this time quite yet.
He definitely has the deadly Magoo coming up, Mr. Magoo, but D-Pad Danny not playing like the 2-0 player that his record has suggested so far.
It's a bit surprising. I wonder, maybe he's given the family man Dig Shake a chance.
Or maybe our editor switched the videos and never changed the names on the scrolls. You never know anymore.
Oh, that's true, it's true.
But Dig Shake has lit the fire, and he's going to be moving out of here and on his way to the Haunted Mansion. Meanwhile, Random Effect is slowly losing his lead here to Link, but they're in the same section of the Haunted Mansion. Big jump there from Link Sevens, and he makes it.
Yeah, a little suboptimal from Link there. He had to wait for the one chair to go back and forth before he spawned the next one. But Random Effect here, standing on the left side of the chair, flirting with disaster. But he does do the double book without trouble. But this last one could be a total pain in the butt too. And there he goes. Good. So far, so good. Wally Hatchet reference. You don't get those very often.
No, not at all. Got a nice quick spawn there, too. Has 40 stars, he'll be able to cast Invincibility.
Yeah, definitely the spawn you want to see. And Link 7's the spawn you don't want to see. Top right, took a while. And trivia looks good for Random Effect. He's got the lineup here. But he doesn't know who Mickey Mouse is, and so we're tied up again. But Link 7's also getting a question wrong. Man, oh man.
That was a pretty easy
trivia.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy question, was it not? You got 2 in a wrong.
Third tries the charm. I did not, in the trivia hype, I did not see what station Random Effect's going for here.
I did not either. It's second station for Link.
Dig Shake through the jumping over some books. That's the certainly the risky way to do it, but he's still alive. He's a little low on candles, and for what it's worth, Danny making up a lot of ground here, especially after a game over.
Whenever we race these things, I always try to figure out and try to picture, like, if somebody takes the lead at a certain point. I did this a lot with wacky races in season number 2. It's a car wash. Like, is there enough time for somebody to flub and falter and make his way back? Dig Shake has to do 1 trivia question, do the train, and then answer 2 more trivia questions, and he's done. And Danny's got to finish this and then do at least the same, and we think that he may have missed the trivia question as well. It would probably take Dig Shake flubbing up the train at least twice, maybe, for Danny to make it up the ground.
Yeah, Dig Shake would have to mess up probably the end gate of the train for it to be pretty close. And we are both in the final questions here. Oh, Random Effect getting his wrong.
Spike is the Tom and Jerry dog.
And that's going to allow Link 7s to take the victory here with an 11:56. Very close race. Not quite the race you would expect between 1 and 1 and 0 and 2. And Random Effect getting owned here.
Yeah, that's 3 misses in a row. Or 3 rounds of misses in a row. He did get the first one right at the 3rd miss. Uh-oh.
Oh, he almost got baited by the wrong answer, like the rest of us.
I hate that question. I know you do too.
And there you go, Random Effect finishing up 12:28. And, a really close race. Look at the trouble with the trivia there. Random Effect, had he nailed that trivia, he had that. So maybe a little bit of a disappointing finish. Dig Shake on the final questions. He's about to finish up as D-Pad Danny going through the train. Dig Shake's going to be your winner in the bottom race. A bit of an upset here with a time of 12:47. That's going to move him to 2 and 2. And that's going to move D-Pad Danny to 2 and 1.
It's a little unfortunate situation here for Random Effect having the second best time out of the 4, but just matched up with the winner. It just shows you how crazy this Mickey Mouse group really is.
Yeah, it's also a kind of a testament to how punishing making simple mistakes can be. Like missing a trivia question, he ended up about 30 seconds behind. He actually missed a couple. It's the simple things in this game really can cost you a lot of time.
Looks like Danny was good on the trivia questions. We just missed it watching other people. He's on his final 2 questions now.
Yep, there he goes. And Danny will finish up here. His final time, 13 minutes, 40 seconds, and he is the proud owner of a new Melvin cap.
Yeah, imagine going into the race at 2-0 and walking away with the Melvin cap. It really is a testament to this group being wild and crazy, like I said. And what we're going to do right now, Nierm, is we're going to go to Hans Buttface in the studio, and he's going to break down all the playoff possibilities and scenarios heading on into Week 5. So absolutely nobody in this group has locked in their position to make the winner's bracket. Random Effect is going to move on to the relegation race. He's going to be the first one of the 4 players in that race that has punched their ticket. But of the scenarios that are possible, if D-Pad Danny beats Random Effect next week and Bentglass 2 beats Link 7s, then D-Pad Danny and BGT will move on to the bracket round. Link 7s will be safe in that 3rd spot, and Dig Shake would move on to that relegation race, joining Random Effect. If D-Pad Danny beats Random Effect and Link 7s beats Bentglass Tube, then it's D-Pad Danny and Link 7s that move on Bent Glass 2 would be safe in the number 3 spot, and again, Dig Shake and Random Effect would move on to the relegation race. So this is where it gets messy. In the scenario where Random Effect beats D-Pad Danny and Bent Glass 2 beats Link 7s, we would have a 3-way tie for second place. BGT would advance with his 3-1 record, and the only way we can break that 2-2 tie with the 3 remaining people, Link 7s, Dig Shake, and D-Pad Danny, since everybody beat everyone once, if they all have a 1-1 record against each other, we would have to go to average time. Well, first we would go to most completed games, and assuming there's no forfeit next week, we would then go to average time. If D-Pad Danny has the worst average time of the 3, then Link 7s would advance, because Link 7s would then win the tie. D-Pad Danny would lose out of the tiebreaker based on average time. Then Link 7s beat Dig Shake head-to-head, so Link 7s would move on. If Link 7s has the worst average time, then Dig Shake advances, because Dig Shake... Did I say Dig Shake? I heard Dig Shake. Dig Shake beat D-Pad Danny. And if Dig Shake has the worst average time, then D-Pad Danny advances, because D-Pad Danny beat Link 7s. And we have a similar situation if Random Effect beats D-Pad Danny, but Link 7s beats Bent Glass Tube. Then it's the same sort of tiebreaker. Everyone's going to be 1-1 against each other. D-Pad Danny, if he has the worst average time, Bent Glass Tube would advance, because Bent Glass Tube has the tiebreaker over Dig Shake. Bent Glass Tube has the worst average time, then Dig Shake advances, Dig Shake beating D-Pad Danny. And then if Dig Shake has the worst average time, D-Pad Danny advances, D-Pad Danny beat Bent Glass Tube. So next week is really big for a lot of people, and a few people are pulling for Random Effect while they need to lower their times at the same time to stand a chance for the bracket round. And a little less complicated group is Group Donald. And we'll join Group Donald action now with Justin Man 114 and Edgestream.
Elite Tournament Season 6 Week 4 is underway, and after a fortnight and a half of tune-up matches taking place right here in Disney's Magic Kingdom, who better to face this week than my nautical nemesis, Armageddon Time. Armageddon Time? Arma gonna get you sucker time! This Friday, in front of our 5 viewers, 6 if we're lucky. You're going down, brother. You'll be begging for mercy when I make a man out of you. And it doesn't matter if you're wishing upon a star. I'm bringing you to a whole new world of competition. And when all's said and done, you'll be sleeping with the fishes under the sea, while I'll be marching like pink elephants on parade, because I just can't wait to be king of the Elite Tournament once again. Get ready for the crab, because this coach doesn't pull a single jab.
You know, Mean Gene, I've been hearing something. I've been hearing that this Melvin, Coach Crab, 127, has been taking his opponents to the cleaners. Well, I got a mountain of dirty laundry so large that even you, atop your high pedestal, couldn't possibly imagine to reach it. Oh, yeah! Now, I'm aware that you might think that this is a throwaway match. I know that you've seen my 0-2. You've seen the times that I've posted. You've even seen that I can't see. Well, bucko, after our scrap at the Magic Kingdom 2018, I'm not going to be the only one playing with a handicap. So you better collect as many stars as you possibly can, because that's all you'll be seeing. And you won't even make it to anywhere near no car wash. Oh, yeah. So, it's Armageddon time for redemption in the Elite Tournament. And that's all the marbles. Dig it!
All right, what's up, everyone? Here with Edgeworth for the final race of the night. How's it going?
All right, how you doing?
Not too bad. So yeah, final race of week 4 here. We got Angry Larry versus Nearm, and Coach Crab versus Armageddon time. Should be some good ones. And they are off.
All right, hopefully the questions will be kind to all of our entrants here. And we got another Bamboo 7 sighting on Coach Crab's side.
What do you think the odds are that all 4 racers would get the same question at the same time? Think we'll see that?
Never.
I'd call something to be rigged if that happened, to be honest.
You know, there's been a lot of science in trying to figure out how to manipulate the questions, but so far nobody's been able to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, as far as we can tell, a lot of the time that a few of our runners here have been losing on the leaderboards to the world record is to the questions. So if you could find a way to manipulate them, but I don't know.
All right, so Arma a little bit behind everybody else, zipping through Space Mountain, pretty straightforward. It looks like they're all using. We'll see when they get to D&E whether they use the standard path or not.
Yeah, if you don't see those directional arrows ever even really pop up, you can tell they're just mashing, so... Yeah. I think all 4 of them are doing that.
Coach and Nearm getting bonked on the way out, so going into D with 2 hearts, but should be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, D's not too bad. E is the one where you gotta be a little careful, but they can both afford 1 hit without dying here, so should be okay.
So I gotta ask you, Just, what's your opinion on candy corn?
I'm not gonna say I hate candy corn, because I don't hate candy corn, but I can usually only eat about 1 piece of candy corn before I just can't stand it anymore. It's too sweet. But
Is that like 1 piece per year?
I think, well, that's a little bit extreme. Maybe like a piece a day. We'll say that. We'll go with that. Just got to reset myself each day. And I'm not like against sweets or anything. I like candy, but I don't know. It's just like pure sugar. I don't something about it.
Yeah.
I do like the smell though. The smell of candy corn is really
I
good.
think that might be better than than actually eating it.
That's yeah.
Just the aesthetic and the appeal of the candy corn is much
The
better.
aesthetic, it does make you want to eat it. I think that's why I eat it in the first place, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't really want to eat this, I guess.
I remember why now.
Yeah. I'm kind of like that with coffee too. I'm not really a fan of coffee, but I love how coffee smells. Which is probably an unpopular opinion, because I think most people like coffee, but...
What about tea?
I do like tea. I like a lot of different kinds of tea.
Alright, what's your favorite kind of tea then?
Probably just regular green tea. I do like it hot though. But I'm not going to drink it in the summer, so...
Larry doing a good job off the jump, fighting off that blue car to get through that last corner without hitting the wall. That's it's a lot more difficult than he made it look.
Yeah, it's easy to lose time in Autopia. I crash into the walls on a regular basis. Always want to try to knock those cars off, but sometimes they knock you back. Everyone's out though.
Yeah, and it looks like with the questions, it's a dead heat between Larry and Nirm right now.
Yeah, this is about just a handful of frames. I think Larry lost Nirm lost a little bit more time on that question, just a, fraction of a second, but virtual tie here. And Arma is just about a question behind. He's just got to answer this one, then he's going to be entering where Coach just entered. So really anything could happen in either race so far still. Larry missing a jump there. Fortunately for him, Nirm, I think, also missed it.
It's all part of the RNG minute. Sets up no cannonballs later.
Unfortunately, both of them getting... Ooh, and Larry just sneaks under that one.
Yeah, that was smooth. It looked like a Kaizo cannonball.
Got almost a three-way sync at this point. And Arma is at just maybe 15 seconds back or so.
Yeah, Nirm burning the invincibility, but takes the hit, so I don't know who would have the advantage. Nirm's out to a little bit of a lead, but Angry Larry has those 10 extra stars, so...
Yeah, we'll see how they want to use him in the next level. Could be crucial. There we go, they both light the torch within a second of each other. Crab lights his. Armin's coming up here to grab the last two maidens, and he will light his.
Yeah, this is pretty close among all the racers. Any mistakes, and any one of these racers could take the lead.
Yeah, any death for anyone is going to give the other racer a massive advantage. And I do wonder... I haven't been in my races, but I do wonder how many of the other people are watching their opponent when they race, just so they know whether they can kind of play it a little bit safer. I mean, there's not too many, overly safe strats that are going to make much stuff easier, but slowing down maybe on the train just to make sure you're not taking damage, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Arma was a little bit close to that floating ghost there, but he gets through. Everyone inside now.
Yeah, Nirm burning another invincibility.
Alright, here we go for Nirm and now Larry. The upper section. See Nirm taking the standing on the front of the chair approach. Larry's standing in the middle. I think he's going to do a little nifty jump here at the end.
Always middle.
There it is. Crab's more on the back. And they all get it done, so... To each their own. And now Arma's going to enter that spot. Nirm's having trouble spawning the boss. Larry gets an immediate spawn, so we are... Car wash.
And car wash for Larry, so... And Coach not too far behind, so this is pretty close. Might come down to station and question luck.
Yeah. Here we go. I didn't see where Nirm's going. Larry's going to second station. I don't think anyone likes going to the second station.
No, especially if you take the right side path, which is pretty safe. you end up having to cross the entire field at the end, and it never feels great.
Yeah.
But looks like Larry's got at least a plan for this part of the stage. So I always feel like the left or the right's a lot safer than the left, just because you can easily run into so many dead ends on the left.
Yeah, that's kind of what made me abandon doing the left really at all. So yeah, I kind of stay on the right till towards the end, and if I need to go over, I'll do that. What you were talking about, just cross the whole stage, kind of. All right, here we go. Questions might might determine this. Nirm's got a good 5 seconds on him.
Cruising in, Coach Crab not too far behind, and I think Arma got station 1, so that's a little rough. And that's a key for Nirm, so
there he goes.
Into the castle with a very good time of 10:19, and Larry with the $7,500 bad beat jackpot of the day.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, you put up a 1024 and you lose. Meanwhile, Crab gets a 1028. We got 3 racers within 10 seconds of each other, and Arma is just cruising over to the last questions now, so he's going to be within less than a minute. Wow, yeah, is 1019? Is that our best? I think that's either our best or close to our best time of the tournament so far, right?
Yeah, that's a very, very good time.
Yeah. And yeah, definitely a bad beat for Larry. There goes Arma. 11:24. Unfortunate Melvin Hex. That's a good time.
And Arma wins the Melvin jackpot for this group for this week.
Someone's got to get it. But yeah, good races. Really, really close there on the top race.
Yeah, good results, and more importantly, we figured out that candy corn just doesn't cut it.
Yeah, I don't know why you would waste your money buying like 10 bags of that stuff when it goes on sale. I don't know. It's too early to be talking about it anyway. It's only August. I mean, come on. It's not even fall.
I mean, the candy goes on sale earlier and earlier every year.
Yeah, I mean, eventually they're going to start putting it out at Christmas. I don't know.
Right. You want to throw this back to Hans for the playoffs?
Yeah, I think we got some standing updates with Hans, and we'll go back up there. Take it away.
And because the results happened the way they did, Coach Crab beating Armageddon Time and Nirm beating Angry Larry, that is going to freeze Group Donald exactly how you see it, no matter the outcomes next week. Coach Crab is going to be in the first place. Buzz Thunder, even if he gets to 3-1 and Coach Crab loses next week, Buzz Thunder would lose the tiebreaker to Coach Crab, so it would be Coach Crab 1, Buzz Thunder 2. Nirm is solidified in the third position. He does not win the tiebreaker against Buzz Thunder if Buzz loses next week, and he wins the tiebreaker on Angry Larry if Angry Larry wins next week. Angry Larry and Armageddon Time are going to be forced into the relegation race. They'll be joining Random Effect and some other fourth person, depending on what happens in Group Mickey. And we'll take a look at the top times here for the tournament so far after week number 4. Nirm's 10:19 puts him in first place. Uno's had a 10:20 today as well. Puts him in second place, tie with D-Pad Danny, who also had a 10:20. Dark Magician's initial week, 10:22, still holding strong. And you can see Angry Larry's loss with the 10:24, tying Buzz Thunder for 5th place. Angry Larry's time is the only losing time of the batch, and in fact, he had a race against Nirm's top time and Buzz Thunder's top time. Those account for both of his losses. And next week we have our final week of group play here. A couple bonus matches there, Puke 7 makeup games. And a lot of important matchups here. The Random Effect D-Pad Danny matchup is very important to Group Mickey. The Unos Redbird grad matchup is very important to Group Elsa, and everything is wide open there for second place in Group Mater, and we already know that Group Donald is just basically going through the motions, but there's a lot of pride on the line. Buzz Thunder probably does not want to lose to Armageddon time, and Angry Larry probably wants to get the salt out and beat up on Coach Crab. As always, we'd like to thank the following Melvins for helping out with tonight's production with their commentary, bonus content, or ideas for the stream. Except for JustinMan114 who says coffee wrong. Want more Elite Tournament? Check out the website elite.angrylarrygaming.com. Up-to-date standings, schedule, and the archives for the videos and tournament races of seasons past. That wraps up week 4. I'm Hans Buttface. We'll see you next week. Knob.